because I realized that obviously working your conventional job, working for somebody wasn't for me. I was getting quite frustrated because whilst we were having troubles filling this property,
Hmm.
my child was sick
Yeah,
and work were being so funny with it. And
of
I just thought,
course.
this is exactly
Why I'm doing.
why I'm doing it because I'm just thinking, you know, my child's in hospital and I'm
Mm.
having to be here. I feel like the people close to me were like, oh, are you sure?
Yeah,
Are you
yeah,
sure? Oh, it might just be like a scam and this, that, and the next thing. I spent so many years trying to convince them,
yeah, yeah,
look,
cool.
it's a real thing. Look, he is doing this. Look, you can see students and things like this.
Yeah,
That when I got it, literally no one said a thing to me. After that, nobody has said anything. Well, I got to a point where I thought, oh my God, all I can see is like I'm having to put money
outgoings.
into the outgoings. Having to put more money through.
Yeah, yeah,
Now I haven't actually have to transfer any money into there.
yeah,
I'm just
yeah.
using all the money that's I've been
Coming
paid,
in
and
from the rent.
I just
Hmm.
thought, even if it doesn't work,
Yeah, yeah,
in the grand scheme of things, what would that money have been used for? Let's
yeah,
just try and gain
yeah,
that skill in
yeah.
order to do so. And thankfully, it's paid off.
How did it feel even getting the keys to that first deal? It must have felt a bit surreal.
It did. I was just like, yes, I've done it. He's saying to me, I've got 3 flats over here. You can
Yeah,
have those.
yeah,
I've got another one in Kidderminster. He
yeah,
even said that, okay, I'm looking to purchase a property. Will you come with me? See what you
yeah.
think. Once a landlord realizes the perks
Hmm.
of this kind of arrangement,
Yeah.
they definitely get on board and they will want to give you more properties.
Can you see how a couple more is going to really replace your income and allow you to be pretty much an entrepreneur in property rather than working your job?
Definitely. I mean, like for me, as I said, I can see the money that's coming in for one,
Hmm.
and if I get another three,
Hmm.
maybe I can make what I'm making
Yeah.
now.
Welcome back to Luke's Properties YouTube channel. In this video, I'll be interviewing another one of my Rent to Rent success students, Ammon. We started working with Ammon a few months ago, and since then she's gone from strength to strength. She got her first Rent to Rent deal just 49 days after joining our program. Now she's got it fully tenanted, she's making around £700 a month in profit, and now she's on the hunt for her second Rent to Rent deal. Ammon works as a teacher and she's a single mum of 4. If she can do this, anyone can. If you want me to teach you how to build or grow your Rent to Rent business, then I'll put a link in the video description below. Click the link and book a call in with myself. On that call, we'll have a chat and see if we're the right fit for each other. If not, then keep watching my YouTube videos, keep getting inspired by my success students, and take action yourself. So without further ado, let's get into the video.
Let's start from when, before you joined the program, where were you at? Like, what were you doing
Okay.
work-wise? I know you're still working now, but like,
Yeah.
just to tell a bit
Okay.
about where you was at.
And so I've been self-employed for a while, purely
Hmm.
because I realized that obviously working your conventional job, working for somebody wasn't for me.
Hmm.
So I was teaching, and I still am teaching
Yeah.
as on a self-employed basis.
Hmm.
So I kind of know the perks. But then also what I found is that whilst I was quite successful at what I was doing and I was
Yeah.
able to make quite a bit of money,
Yeah.
the fact is that, I it was a lot of time that I had to give
Hmm.
in order to keep it up. And then,
Hmm.
for example, now 6 weeks I would have been out working
Yeah.
every hour of the day.
Yeah.
And then my kids will be passed from pillar to post.
Yeah.
So it's just a case of, well, actually, it's their 6 weeks holidays and I'm just kind of wasting them, working.
Yeah, of course.
Mm. So it was that kind of situation. So
That's a
obviously I had
situation that
been,
most people are in, though, isn't it? Like, most people are
mm,
working jobs. Like, it's not just you that's in that situation. That's the majority.
no, yeah, exactly. And then obviously I've been following you for a while
Hmm.
and I had obviously bought one of your courses some
Hmm.
years ago now. I think probably going on about 3, 4 years ago.
Hmm.
And I didn't get around to doing it. And then when things had settled down a little bit, right, I
Hmm.
thought, okay, we've got this money coming in now.
Yeah.
Is this something that I want to be doing
Yeah.
for the next how many years? And I thought, no, we need to
Yeah.
invest this money. So we're
Yeah.
going to do it this way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you join the program properly, and
Yeah.
then got the mentoring, and we've been best mates ever since, I guess.
Yeah.
Chipping away at it. And I think having
Yeah.
or inside of it is obviously more helpful, I guess, for people like yourself, because when you just get the course, you just got the information, but like actually getting someone to hold you accountable and do the actual work is probably more valuable to you, isn't it? Like,
Yeah, I think for me, once I start going, sometimes if I hit like problem, I would just kind of like, is it something that I want to continue with? I would kind of
Of
give up,
course.
which is obviously where you've seen me at a few
Yeah.
times, and then I'm just like, I'm ready to just throw in the towel now.
Yeah, I've seen
Then
you.
you're just like, no, you can't do this. You need to carry on.
Yeah.
So, I mean, definitely the calls are so beneficial because, as you said, literature on its own is, yes, it gives you the background and the
Mm.
ability to do it, but you definitely need the course to kind of realign you and things like that.
Yeah, yeah, of course, of course, of course. So if we go back to like when you first started doing the practical then and you was going out and doing viewings and stuff, which you did quite quickly, like a lot of
Mhm.
other people struggle with like going and doing the viewings and stuff. Like they do all the theory, but they don't quite go and do what needs to be done in terms of going on viewings and speaking with landlords. You
Mhm.
seem to take to that quite well and just getting on with it basically, just threw yourself in,
Yeah.
which I
hmm
admire about you. Um, why do you think you're like that? Like, what made you just throw yourself in like that? Like, why was you not more fearful? What made you just feel like I'm just gonna go for this type of thing?
I think that it's kind of taking the bulls by the horns, isn't it?
Hmm.
Kind of thing. Like you need to get yourself in there. But I think that because again, because I am in a space where I'm self-employed, I have to have that customer thing. Otherwise, if I don't have that kind of rapport with a customer, I can't get clientele. So
Yeah,
that definitely helped.
yeah,
Um, but like for me, I cannot do I can't just sit down and learn things. I have to get into it. Obviously,
yeah,
which you know,
yeah.
oh,
I know
you've
that
only done
now.
so much on the course and things.
Yeah,
But I
yeah.
feel like once I get into the field, as it
Hmm.
were,
Hmm.
then it kind of gives me like it's almost like a direct kind of hit. It's almost like,
Yeah,
oh yeah, I can do this.
yeah, of
It's that
course.
confidence builder.
Yeah,
And I think that if you leave it longer, the more the anxiety
yeah,
builds up around it. So
yeah,
I'd rather just get it out of the way.
yeah. I think that's true. I think that's true. Like, the longer you leave going and doing the actual practical stuff, it starts to become like a bigger hurdle to
Yeah,
get past, don't it?
exactly.
Whereas if you just go and do it, then you get like immediate feedback and then you
Yes.
improve things, even though it can be a bit uncomfortable getting rejected and
hmm
or no, it kind of like builds you up a bit, doesn't it? And it gives you something to go off of the next time and improve it.
Yeah, exactly. Although you don't know this, but that very first week, a
Hmm.
landlord was hot on my case saying, I want you to take my property. And I was so scared I didn't even tell you.
No way.
Like it was far too quick. I thought it's gonna be in like literally, I think that was my second viewing, and I
No
was so
way.
scared. And I was like, no, I'm not even telling him
Because
because
he's gonna push me to do it,
yeah, it
and
was
I'm not
far too
ready.
soon. Yeah, exactly that. And I thought, oh my God, like this is yeah, it's too much too soon kind of thing.
Well, okay, that's interesting. I never knew that. So it's sort
No, you didn't.
of coming up.
I told Tala
Okay,
actually.
okay.
Yeah, he knew,
Confided in him.
but I didn't tell you.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Because your skills are definitely better at going and speaking to people and negotiating. Maybe you're just
hmm
good at that versus like the other stuff. Like,
Yeah.
so maybe you just, yeah, ran a little bit before you could walk. But
Exactly that. I think there was that because I just like thought, oh my God, how have I convinced him so quickly?
yeah,
And so I just thought, wow, I think that was only the second week of doing the course.
that's
So
quick.
I think, yeah, because it was then that I started doing viewings and I just knocking them out, weren't I? And
Yeah.
then he was just, I mean, the amount of times he called me, in the
That's,
end, I'm sure I blocked him. Yeah, I did because I was scared.
yeah, of course. That must have helped your self-belief though, like to know that it works. Like,
Y-
because I remember when we first spoke on our first call before you joined the program, and you was like, I know that it works, but I don't know if it's gonna work for me. That's what you
For
said.
me,
And I was like, it will work for you if you do the work. And that was kind of like
exactly.
seemed to be what got you to join. The fact that you knew that if you actually did the work, then it would work for you.
I think for me, obviously, I had done my research, so the fact that um, I'd been following you for years, so it wasn't just a case of oh, I've just seen your one video kind of thing. I was just
Yeah.
seeing it. I was seeing as you were building up, and you
Yeah.
know your success students and things like that.
Yeah.
So I thought, but why can't I do that? You know what I mean? I
Yeah,
can
cool.
do that.
Yeah.
But then, of course, you've got other people who'll say, oh, if it was that easy, everybody would be doing it, kind of thing.
You always get them people.
always get those people. So it's just, do you know, when it's like when you're the only one who's responsible for bringing money into the house,
Mm.
you just sometimes have to kind of, because it's not just me, it's the children as well. So you
Of
have to
course.
think, actually, you know what, I can't just be, let's make a good decision and
Yeah,
say, well,
yeah, of
actually, if we're
course.
going to invest money, it
Yeah,
has to be with the right person.
absolutely.
And that's the thing, because I can't tell you how many people out there that have seen the rent to rent. I think there's two sisters
Hmm.
as well that I was following way before you. So
Hmm.
there was those, and I thought, no, they're not doing it for me. There
Mm.
was a couple of other people as well, and I just thought, no.
Yeah,
So as I
you got
said, for
got
me,
the-
yeah, exactly, it's the right fit, isn't it?
yeah, someone you feel that you can get on with and like you can like
Ex-
go back and forth with, because different people learn in different ways. But I think having the access to someone who you can speak to all the time definitely helps, and someone that
Exactly.
you can relate to as well.
Hmm.
So you threw yourself straight in. You started doing viewing straight away, which was very impressive. We were looking in different areas in the beginning, weren't we? We were all over
Yeah.
we were Coventry, we were Birmingham, Wolverhampton. Uh,
Albury,
yeah.
everywhere.
Mm. Which is how
Yeah.
it starts for everyone, like a bit of a scattergun
Hmm.
approach, and then you start to narrow down as time goes on. That's how it was for me at
Hmm.
the beginning. Um,
Yeah.
you have to do that just to see where the opportunity is.
Yeah.
But I think was it your first offer or second offer that was in Coventry? I can't remember if it was a 5 bed HMO.
Yeah, so the first one was in Coventry.
Hmm.
No, actually, the first one was at Albury, if you
That's right.
remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I think we took just a little bit too long to
That's
kind
right.
of
Yeah.
offer on that.
Yeah.
So the first one was Albury. The second one was actually going to be Dudley,
Hmm.
four-bedroom one in
Yeah.
Dudley, which was done to a high standard, but I
Hmm.
feel like we weren't getting the right client in,
That's
were
right.
we?
That's right.
So we offered them that, and then we offered on Coventry as well. So there was
Hmm.
three.
Hmm.
Yeah.
You was gutted that you didn't get the Coventry one.
Yeah, but I feel like in hindsight, yeah, I think that was probably, yeah,
Bit
I think that
further.
would have been a bit, yeah,
Yeah, and it was a 5 bed HMO on it, so it's probably
yeah.
quite a big one for your first deal, uh,
Hmm.
and a bit further away. But
And
you were doing everything right. That's how you get places, right? You have to be making the offers.
mhm,
That's how you learned to do that, and then eventually the right one came along, um,
mhm.
which is where we're at now in Wolverhampton.
Yes,
It's been eventful to say the least,
it has.
but we're there now. We've got it. It's secured. We've got it fully tenanted eventually.
Yeah. Hmm.
Um, how did it feel even getting the keys to that first deal? Must have felt a bit surreal.
It did. I was just like, yes, I've done it. And it's almost like, I feel like the people close to me were like, oh, are you sure? Are you
Yeah,
sure? Oh, it might just be like a scam and this, that, and the next thing. And it's almost like I spent so many years trying to convince them,
yeah,
look,
cool.
it's a real thing. Look, he is doing this. Look, you can see students and things like this.
Yeah,
That when I got it, literally no one said a thing to me. After that, nobody has said anything.
right.
And but yeah, like, when I got it, and quite quickly as well,
Hmm.
I was just like, okay, now what do I do? It's just
Yeah,
kind of like, when it hits you, like, oh
yeah, of
God,
course.
I've got to make it work now.
Yeah, of course. That's what
Yeah.
happens to everyone. That happened to me. Like you do all the work in the beginning of speaking to landlords, getting rejected, and then you finally get someone to say yes. You get the keys, and then you're like standing in the property, like, okay, what happens next? Like I've now got this
Exactly.
rope around my neck. I've got to pay the rent every month. I've
Exactly.
got to make it work now,
Hmm.
which you have done. It was a bit of back and forth, a bit of fiddling around, like
Oh
always is.
God. Yeah, it was
You
like pulling
panicking.
teeth, honestly. Yeah. I mean, I really thought, oh God, we're gonna have to give it back.
Yeah.
Honestly, I thought, what is this? But and felt like what was quite frustrating was that when we were doing kind of, it's almost like market research, isn't it?
Hmm.
Like
Hmm.
there was like loads of people inquiring, and it was just like, it just seems like the perfect place, isn't it?
Yeah.
But then like then you've got tenants who will mess you about,
Yeah.
potential tenants who look good on paper, who
Yeah.
kind of really are warm to the place, and then they'll
Hmm.
kind of mess you around and things
Yeah.
like that. So
Yeah.
yeah,
It's
but we
tricky.
got there.
It's tricky. I've had the same issues like with many of mine in the beginning, like trying to find the perfect fit. Sometimes you might try them as like service accommodation and then you try that for a few weeks, it doesn't quite work out. I remember
Mhm.
one that we were doing it as an essay, and we were getting so many bad reviews, just because it wasn't really suited to that. You know, when I was saying to you the other day
Mhm.
about finding product market fit, um,
Yeah.
it worked better, similar to your place, as like a stepping stone for people rather than like
Mhm.
a top quality hotel standard type of thing.
Yeah.
And sometimes you can get those wrong, and you get bad reviews. And we was at a point where we were going to give it back as well because we was thinking this is just not working. And then we pivoted to finding short-term people as like a stepping stone property for people to
Mhm.
come and stay for 12 weeks at a time, or six weeks. And
Mhm.
it took off and started working really well, which is exactly what I think's happened for you now. So um,
Yeah.
just being patient and hanging in there, like, and fiddling with things a little bit. And I think we found that
Mhm.
product market fit with you now.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
What would you say for someone like in your shoes 2, 3 months ago who was thinking about starting and not sure, and everyone's telling them, oh, it's a scam or it might not work for you? If you could go back and say like something to yourself back then, what would it be like?
I think what you've got to, okay, for one, the fact that you've got successful students, that you've got the fact that you've got the reviews and things like this,
Mm-hmm.
you've got people like me coming on and saying, look, we've done it, it
Yeah.
works, look, we've got the property. You
Yeah.
know, yes, you will face hurdles. It's not to say everything's smooth sailing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? You won't, you, inevitably, it doesn't kind of, you're not going to get, oh, yeah, these are all the scenarios you're going to, face kind of
Yeah.
thing. But,
Yeah.
you do kind of work with it together. I mean, how many times have I been on the phone to you saying, oh my God, this is happening, that's happening?
Every
You
week?
know, we, every day, but we'll find a way to work through it. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah, of
But
course.
definitely, if you're looking at something to kind of to invest in, this is
Mm-hmm.
definitely the thing to do because
Mm-hmm.
yes, whilst it's a bit of a headache trying to get the property up and running in the first
Mm-hmm.
place, once it's done, you
Mm-hmm.
really probably don't have to do much, do you? Because now
No.
I was thinking yesterday actually, well, I haven't been to the property for a week, and that's quite a long time. Do you know
Yeah.
what I mean?
It's
Considering I'm
nice.
there sometimes 2, 3 times a
Yeah.
day when the tenants are calling, oh,
Yeah.
this is wrong, that's wrong.
Yeah.
I can definitely see, and once you've kind of, you know, faced all the teething problems, how,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
now I can definitely see my bank balance now, how I'm
Yeah.
recouping the
It's
money.
healthy.
And
It's
like,
healthy now.
it's healthy. Yeah. It's like when I was saying to you, I never thought I'd see the, well, I got to a point where I thought, oh my God, all I can see is like I'm having to put money
Outgoings.
into the outgoings. Having to put more money through.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now I haven't actually have to transfer any money into there.
Yeah.
I'm just
Yeah.
using all the money that's I've been
Coming
paid.
in
And
from the rent.
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. And can you see now, like, I know when we first spoke, the goal was to replace the income. And I know, like, in your mind, you thought it was going to happen a bit sooner than it has, but I still think you've done amazingly well. Like, to get your first deal in 7 weeks is probably one of our best success stories yet. So, you should be proud of yourself on that one. But can you see how a couple more is going to really replace your income and allow you to be pretty much an entrepreneur in property rather than working your job?
Definitely. I mean, like for me, as I said, it yeah, I can see it because I can see the money that's coming in for one,
Hmm.
and if I get another three,
Hmm.
maybe I can
Hmm.
I can make what I'm making
Yeah.
now,
Yeah.
and then I just want to be at that point where if tomorrow my child's ill
Yeah.
and I go into work and work's funny with me, I can just say, see you later. I don't need to do this. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, of course.
And I was getting quite frustrated because whilst we were having troubles filling this property,
Hmm.
my child was sick
Yeah,
and work were being so funny with it. And
of
I just thought,
course.
this is exactly
Why I'm doing
why I'm doing it because I'm just thinking, you know, my child's in hospital and I'm
it. Mm.
having to be here.
Yeah.
I've got my sister sat there
Yeah, of
and I want to be at the point where I want to be able to not go to work and don't have to
course.
deal with anybody's
Of
headache
course.
for it.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's exactly why. And that's kind of why I was so like open to working with you when we first spoke, because you had like a strong reason why to do it.
Hmm.
Like
Hmm.
often when I speak to people on that first call, they're like, "Oh yeah, I like the idea of it. I want to give it a go." But I'm always like a bit apprehensive to work with those types of people because they don't have a strong enough reason to stick at it when it gets a bit difficult.
Hmm.
It inevitably will. But I think you've always had that strong reason why you want to do it, and I think that's probably carried you through in the difficult times as well, you know, like you probably
Yeah,
hung on to that and no, I need to do this so I can actually be more not at work so much and be able to actually earn money from a business by working a couple hours a day rather than having to go and do 8 hours a day, you know.
exactly. And then I feel like kind of thought about it in the way where I thought, well, actually, even if this doesn't work, the money that I've spent
Mm-hmm.
in order to try,
Mm-hmm.
what would I have spent it on anyway?
Yeah,
What would it have gone on?
probably
I mean, people
nonsense.
exactly, and you find people pay 400, £500 for their car every month,
Yeah,
and for
yeah,
what? You
yeah,
know what I mean? Whereas you can put 2 or 3 grand into this,
yeah,
and in the grand scheme of things, if it burns, it burns, but
yeah,
at least you've tried.
yeah, of
And
course.
that's exactly how I thought, because I thought 3 grand in my bank account is only going to be spent on taking the kids out, doing this, doing that. Do you know what I mean?
It goes. You're
Buying
better off.
clothes, doing
Yeah,
this.
yeah,
Exactly. So why not put it into something that can bring your money back
yeah,
into your account?
yeah,
Exactly.
of course. And it just opens up doors now because that same landlord that you're working with now, he's looking at buying other properties and he wants you to take them on.
Exactly.
Trust is
Yes.
built, so it all starts to compound, doesn't it?
It does. Yeah. I mean, he's he's saying to me, I've got 3 flats over here. You can
Yeah,
have those.
yeah,
I've got another one in Kidderminster. He
yeah,
even said that, okay, I'm looking to purchase a property. Will you come with me? See what you
yeah.
think?
Great.
Um, and things like that. So definitely once a landlord realizes the perks
Mm-hmm.
of this kind of arrangement,
Yeah,
they definitely get on board and they will want to give you more properties.
yeah,
I
for
can definitely
sure.
see that. Yeah.
For sure, for sure. And it all starts with getting that first one. So you've done so well, and I think you should be a bit proud of yourself. I know you like don't like to like give yourself too much credit, but you have done very
I
well.
am, to be honest. I am, because I just feel like sometimes I can kind of I like to play it safe.
Yeah, yeah, of course.
Um, I'm not a gambler, so like right, so I would just be like, which is why
Yeah,
I ummed and ahed for so long.
yeah, of
But
course.
now I'm glad that even, you know, that's how I settled it in my mind. I just thought,
Hmm.
even if it doesn't work
Yeah, yeah,
in the grand scheme of things, what would that money have been used for? Let's
yeah,
just try and gain
yeah,
that skill in
yeah,
order to do so. And thankfully, it's paid off.
yeah, yeah. And you've got that skill now for life. You know, it's never going to go
Yeah.
anywhere. You can take that skill wherever you want. Like you can move to different areas. You could do it abroad. You can. It's so much things you can do knowing how to do rent to rent. It's such a quality skill to have, and obviously, the better you do and the more money you manage to save as the years go on, you can start buying places and renting those
Hmm.
out as little Airbnbs and things as well. So,
Yeah.
the sky's the limit, really, once you've acquired the skill, you know. So, I think you've done really well. I think you should be proud of yourself for sure.
I am. Thanks to you anyway, because I feel like, honestly, I probably would have thrown in the towel weeks ago, months ago, but I definitely needed you to bring me
Yeah,
back,
yeah. Well, that's what I'm here for.
honestly.
That's what I'm here
Hmm.
for. And like, I don't know, like I said to you in the beginning, I see a bit of myself in you. You know, like
Yeah.
I've been in that position where I wanted to throw the towel in many a time, you know, and I kind of like, I always build a bit of a rapport with like the sort of underdog, so to speak, you know, like I feel like
Yes.
that type of person I always grow fond with because I feel like that's kind of how I am as well. And I
Hmm.
think we've got like more of a drive than people who maybe have it on a plate for them at times, you know. So I think um yeah, more power to you. I think you've done really well and yeah, on to the next deal, I guess, you know.
Hmm.
I hope you enjoyed Amon's powerful story, guys. Remember, if you'd like me to help you replicate Amon's success, then click the link in the video description below, book a call. It's a free call, so why wouldn't you? You will have to answer some questions. If you qualify for a call, then I look forward to speaking to you, getting to know you, and seeing if we're a good fit to work with each other. I hope you've enjoyed this video, guys, and as always, I'll see you on the next one.